Hi everyone, I'm Sandy and welcome to my channel. Today I have a tag for you for Tag Tuesday. I have been able to be home for several days again and it's just been really nice. I'm getting back to a little bit more of a normal filming schedule and I'm happy to be able to do a tag for you today. So the tag today is the book acquiring tag, which was created by Kristen over at Enter the Book. I will leave her channel and her video linked in the description below. She tagged me in her original video, which I'm so thankful for. Not familiar with Kristen, please go check her out. This is a lovely tag and her channel is wonderful. We're going to be doing our first buddy read coming up and I'm very excited about that as well. But definitely go check her out. But for the tag, let's go ahead and jump right in. So the book acquiring tag is definitely all about your book buying habits, all of that good stuff. So prompt number one, do you plan your book purchases ahead or impulse buy? It depends. I don't find myself going to bookstores just to randomly buy anymore. I usually am going with some type of a purpose now, but it depends on the bookstore. So I just went book shopping this weekend. I had a book date because I knew I was going to be picking up books for the Book2 Prize quarterfinal rounds. And so the lovely Gina Stanier and my friend Sonia Devaney and I all met at the bookstore on Saturday. And that is one way I plan kind of ahead. I knew I was going to be buying books. And so I went in with a purpose of finding this book, Diary of a Young Naturalist, which is the last book that I had to get for my nonfiction round that I'm reading in the quarterfinals. So I did have that. I did also, like I say, plan the book date because I knew I was going to have to buy books for the nonfiction round if I was selected. My impulse buys are way worse if you take me to a discount bookstore. It's like there's something about being able to buy a book half off, three quarters off. I lose a lot of self-control in a half-price bookstore. The one over here, this Roald Dahl box set that I have that I can't point backwards, that one over there, that one, I got at Half Price Books because it was $20. If you take me to a Half Price bookstore, the impulse buys get quite a bit more, but in a store like Barnes & Noble now, or a store like Third Place Books, they're very expensive, and so I'm trying to limit the impulse buys in those stores. So yeah. Number two, how do you decide what books to buy? So it depends on the kind of book. I have been doing a bit more research on new releases coming out and trying to do some research on some more books featuring the outdoors because that is a personal love of mine. And an example of that would be I was looking for new releases and saw this one that was coming out, Fat Girls Hiking, which I don't love the title, but I certainly love the premise behind it, which is basically an inclusive guide to getting outdoors at any size or any ability, which is near and dear to my heart, getting people outside. I drag all kinds of friends outside. So this book was one that I had done a little bit of research and saw this was coming out. Same with Riverman. I've been looking for that one. I bought that one as a pre-release through Barnes & Noble. So it just depends on what events I have coming up. And BookTube is responsible for a large amount of what books I buy. I can't tell you the number of books that I bought after watching videos. I just bought one after watching Jen the Librarian today. So yeah, BookTube's my problem. All right. Number three, what is your philosophy on where you shop? Online, in person, large, small, physical, digital, audio, new versus used. I will buy pretty much any kind of book. I don't mind buying used books. In fact, most of my books are used. I buy a large amount of them online from thrift books. When you can buy a book for $3, $4 and then get a free book, that free book gets you though, because I'll get a free book and then I have to order more because I got a free book and then I have to get the free shipping, so I order another one. It's a vicious circle. But I will buy a lot of books on thrift books, but I learn like what quality level I find acceptable. And so there's some that I just won't buy that level, but you have to be careful because you can end up buying some real not great books. Also at Half Price Books, which is my favorite discount bookstore to go to, I've also learned you have to flip through it because it will have writing in it that you're not really aware of. I once bought the Sherlock Holmes books and it wasn't Sherlock Holmes. It had a cup dust flap on it and it wasn't that book. I tend to not buy a lot of books through Amazon, just because I want to support the smaller bookstores, more independent bookstores. If I'm buying something online, I usually will try and buy it through someplace like Thrift Books. All right. Number 4, what about free little libraries? What do you think about them? Have you used one? Why or why not? I have not used one. I haven't even really looked to see where they are. Every once in a while I think, oh, that would be fun if I go and search them out. And then I get busy and I don't go. So I do have some books in my closet back here, over here, that I do need to get rid of, that are just, never going to read them again. And they're not books that would interest me for keeping. I thought maybe I should take them to a free library, but I haven't figured it out yet. So yeah, it's not been a big thing for me. Number 5, how do you feel after acquiring a book? Do you share like in a book haul or a diary? Depends on how many books I buy. So a big book haul, absolutely. A small book haul, I might do like what I did today, which is show it in a video like this. It just depends how many books I buy. I do like book hauls. I like book haul videos, but sometimes I just forget to do them, or sometimes I'm like, I don't know. All right. Number 6, how do you feel looking at your books that haven't been read? Does it matter if it's currently a lot or a little amount? It doesn't really matter if it's a lot or a little. I love having books around. I love reading books. The only thing is I bought a lot of these books because I want to read them, and it's bothering me that I haven't gotten to them yet, not because of the number, but because I want to read a bunch of these. And so that's the only way I'm even remotely bothered by having this many unread books now. But I just love having the books around. I don't know why I went so long without having a full bookshelf. I mean, I was in the middle of a pandemic and I was getting most of my books from the library digitally, which was perfect. I've never had this many unread books in my life. So I blame BookTube because I keep buying books even though I know I have no time to read them. All right. 7, how do you decide what number of unread books is the right amount? I don't have a number. I just know that my book buying has slowed down considerably for, like I said, the impulse buys, because I know I'm not going to have time to get to it. An example is we were at the bookstore this weekend, and there's a book I love the title of, and I purposely didn't buy it because I knew I wasn't going to have time to read it. By the time I got to it, maybe there'd be a half price version of it. The other one was Young Mungo was there with a signed edition, and I kept looking at it going, oh, I should get that, and realizing I still haven't read Shuggie Bain by the same author. And so I ended up not buying that. So yeah, there's not really a number. It's just when I get to the point where I'm not going to be able to read it for months, yeah, I pretty much stop buying impulse buys at that point. Number 8, do you have a TBR game or process for reading them? I don't have a TBR game. I mean, I'm reading from the 1001 Book Countdown. That's my kind of unique thing on BookTube. I used to draw titles out of a bowl, and I didn't like it. I wanted to be able to control a little bit more. I didn't like the randomness of it. So I don't have a TBR game. I love watching TBR games, especially when they go wrong and people end up with like 50 books on their reading list. I think watching TBR games are really fun, but I don't personally have one. 9, do you have a book buying problem? If so, what is the nature of it, and can it be adjusted? I don't think I have a problem. I mean, I love buying books. My only thing I would say maybe is my problem is the thrift book that I mentioned earlier, wanting to buy the next book because I have a free book. That may be a real thing. So, but I don't think I have a problem. So yeah, I wonder if my husband would say I have a problem. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to ask him though. All right. Number 10, tag 2 or 3 others to ponder their book buying process. So I do have something fun that I do for this, even though I don't have a TBR game. I do have my little jar where I draw, and I'm going to just see who we get today. The first one is Another Bibliophile Read, so that's Greg's channel. I don't think Greg has done this one, but if you have, I apologize. So Greg, you are tagged, yay! And then the next one is Andrew's Wizardly Reads. Andrew has a wonderful channel, reads a lot of sci-fi, lots of high energy. I have not tagged Andrew in a while, but I will tag Andrew. And then the last one is The Bookzealots, which is Ariane and Prometheus. So yay, I'm very excited about these 3 to tag them. Hope you, if you decide to do it, you like this tag. And yeah, and then the number 11 that Kristen has on this, and this gives you a good insight into who she is. Know you are awesome just as you are. Being a book lover is amazing. And that's just such a great sentiment. So thank you so much, Kristen, for creating a wonderful tag and for that last line. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everyone. Thanks. Bye.